键盘上面一格
Hello,
Hello,
Jonah.
good afternoon.
Hey, how you going?
Yeah, we are good. Maybe let's start tuning right now.
Yeah, I was just
Are
on
you
the phone with a customer doing a tuning on a system, but I just got off the phone, so we're good.
okay?
Yeah, before we start the training, can you tell me a few things about you? For example, your experience in water management, like what part of the training do you want me to talk about more? Or like what's your plan for selling AL02 or blah blah blah? Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Yeah, so we don't have a huge area here for like sort of water management and stuff like that, but I do have a couple of customers interested in it with some graders and stuff that we're selling new F200 Max systems into. But probably the main thing I want to get out of it is just like setup, bit of diagnostics and stuff like that if required, how to use the system, how to operate it, just so that once I sell them a unit, I can confidently go out and show them over it and show them what it does and how to use it. So
I see. So have you received the product yet?
no, I haven't ordered one yet.
Oh, you haven't ordered it yet. I see. Let me think about. So I can give you, we can talk a lot. Depends on what you need. I think first of all, I can tell you. I think you understand why people need water management, right?
Yeah.
What about like how this business is done? For example, because water management it is composed with several parts. For example, the first part is survey. We need to know how the field look like, the topography map of it. The farmer can do the survey on their own. They can also hire somebody to do the survey. So you can act as not just a dealer but also a contractor. You can charge them for doing a survey, and we provide equipment for you to do that as well. And we have the app that has the that you can just follow what the app asks you to do and then do the survey. Also, the farmer can do the survey on their own. On our AL02, we have a standard project. You can just use the standard project. Like the first step of standard project will be doing the survey. So you can do that way. Also, I think the second part probably is going to be more important, which is design. So we do the survey first and then design. Lastly, we do land forming, land leveling with a land leveler. So for the second part, there are several ways, and Australia is extremely advanced in water management, actually, much better than US. You guys have OptiSurface, EasyGrade. I have met the founder of these two software. They are both Australian. So you can use their software to do the design, and people charge for it. So you can do the business that way as well. So again, you are not just selling AL02, but also you can charge them for the design. And I think in Australia, people need that design because your field is big. It's not really possible to just make the farmer to have one like flat plan. That's not very that's gonna like more soil is going to be moved, so it's not very fuel saving, and it disturbs the topsoil too much. So actually in Australia, I think most of the farmer with big field, they want to have variable rate surface. So you can do the design for them. Have you ever think of
What
providing
program
that as a service? One is EasyGrade, EZI-grade. The second one is OptiSurface. I personally think OptiSurface is more advanced comparing to EasyGrade. But EasyGrade is if you are going to provide it as a service, EasyGrade is just one-time fee. EasyGrade is just 1,500, just one-time fee. and you can use it forever. But OptiSurface, I think it's about 200 to get started with, and then they charge you by acre.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's cheaper to get started with. If the user is just individual farmer, they will probably use OptiSurface because it's cheaper to start. But as a contractor, I think EasyGrid will be cheaper.
Yeah.
So just give you like a overlook of how this business is done. Yeah. So for SVEA Vulkan, we try to make it as flexible as possible for our customers, because then leveling, then forming, the implement itself is actually very diverse. Some people have the valve, some people don't. Some people can use, some people have like electro-hydraulic tractor, so they can just plug in to control it. That means they don't need a valve. So again, we make the product very flexible for our customers. The first one is standard version. If your customer only want to use land leveling, only do the land forming, they go with this standard version. But we also have integrated version. That means if this farmer, they are going to use auto steering for planting, harvesting, they know that they are going to need like auto steering. They can go with our integrated version. And our integrated version is just F200 plus upgrade package. So it's actually the same thing. So auto steering plus land leveling. But if they purchase standard version, then in the future they say, oh, can I upgrade a standard version to integrated version? No. So they can upgrade from auto steering to integrated version of AL02, but they cannot upgrade from standard version of AL02 to integrated version.
Yeah.
Just one way. Yeah. So for standard version, these are all the main components you get. The installation actually even easier than than F200. Depends on whether you are familiar with hydraulic valve. If you are familiar with valve, you are totally fine. Standard version has a primary antenna. This primary antenna has IMU built-in. That means if it tilt, if you need the function of controlling the tilting, the IMU can help with that. The installation is just you put the primary antenna on the middle of the blade, and yeah, that's much it. If you need, some people complain to me about this Bluetooth keypad. Some people don't like it. But this just come with a kit. We actually have a accessory that can make the control experience better, but it's gonna be more expensive. So just like a personal note to you, you can have a joystick control instead of this Bluetooth keypad. And you can check this packing list later. For integrated version, you will get a total of 2 antenna. One antenna, for example, if you have F200, this antenna comes with F200. Then you have the upgrade package. The secondary antenna is in the upgrade package. So for the installation, you will put the secondary antenna on the middle of the blade. And then you put the primary antenna on top of the tractor. This is very important because there was one time one customer, they only installed a secondary antenna there and find that it doesn't really work. That's because he forgot to install a primary antenna. The primary antenna should always be there, either on the blade or on top of the tractor together with secondary antenna on the blade.
Is there an IMU in the secondary antenna?
No. That's why secondary is smaller.
How is it detecting blade tilt?
Good question. Because for most of the cases, the customer who they are actually only control the up and down of the blade. And I will tell you later about like here. If most of the time the land leveler just go up and down. However, sometimes our implement can tilt. So for tilting, there are two scenario. The first one is you will see some blade. They have 1 or 2 hydraulic cylinder that control the up and down of the blade, and then one individual blade, individual cylinder here only control the tilting. For this kind of setting, you have to put primary antenna on the blade. And many people tell me they think 2 antenna actually work better, but from our calculation, we notice that because the antenna always come with like plus minus 2.5 centimeter accuracy, right? Which means there's an error with the antenna, but our IMU is actually pretty accurate. So as long as the blade this customer using is shorter than 8 meters, so 8 meters is really long. So as long as it's shorter than 8 meters, the primary antenna solution is actually better than 2 antenna solution. But
so
there is.
So in that scenario, does the kit get ordered with an IMU antenna, or do we shift the antenna off the tractor to the implement?
Good question. Yes, very good question. So you are really thinking, great. So initially, we like for the customer who are going to do this, we only give him the integrated version. Then that client complained that they don't want to move the primary antenna from top of the tractor to the back of the blade because they have to put the primary antenna there. Because initially we were thinking we want to save money for you. But in the real cases, many farmer, like once the dealer install a kit, the farmer don't want to touch it. So but again, it's like it's additional hardware. So it's your call. If you think your customer doesn't want to touch the implement after you install it, then just buy one additional antenna so that he doesn't need to switch between the locations.
So can we buy the upgrade kit already with that IMU antenna in it?
You will get a total of 2 antenna, which is 1 primary and 1 secondary if you got a integrated version. But if you don't want to move the primary antenna and it is a tilting blade, you have to buy 1 more primary antenna.
Yeah, so you can't. You have to buy the upgrade kit, and then you have to buy another antenna. You can't buy the upgrade kit. You can't buy the upgrade already with the IMU antenna in it.
Yes, that's correct. The secondary antenna is actually very affordable, like very cheap. Primary antenna is the expensive one.
So in that, just on that scenario, if the primary antenna got shifted to the blade, would the secondary antenna get shifted to the tractor?
No. You just leave the secondary. Yeah, just don't install a secondary antenna.
Just leave the tractor with no antenna on it and just only leave it on the blade. Yeah.
Right.
And that would then be able to. Yeah. So you're using that for then. Yeah, because in the integrated version, you can't be using auto steer and land leveling at the same time. So yeah, that's fine.
Not at the same time. Yep.
Yep. I get that.
Another case is in America, this is a little common. In Australia, I haven't seen any case yet, which is we have 2 hydraulic cylinder and they come from different hydraulic circuit. So they are working independently. For this kind of implement, you have to use 2 antenna solution, which is you have to put the primary antenna on the left and secondary antenna on the right. So this is the only time we use 2 RTK solution. This is the only time. Yeah. And there are some people just insisting using 2 RTK on this kind of implement. I was like, wow, no, it's a waste. It doesn't help anything. So this is a summary of what you might need.
Yeah, because on that other scenario, both sides can go up and down, whereas on the other version, it's only tilting from the center. So
right.
Yeah.
Integrated version plus dual NTK. Yeah, this is the integration for it. And here, like the next slide is a user case from, I think he's from Michigan. Right, from Michigan. This guy, he owns a landscaping company, and the project he's currently working on is a basketball field. He used to use laser, and you actually can see there's another land leveler there in the tractor. It was using laser. But after he got our GNSS solution, I think 2 months ago, he just placed the second kit because he realized the GNSS solution actually work as good as the laser version and with plus more advantages. Let me show you the video.
Yeah, just before we play that, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, another one is the laser. Yeah, this is a really tiny land leveler, but yeah, but this is a 2 independent hydraulic circuit one.
Yeah, just before we go further on in the slide, can we just go back a couple of slides?
Yep. Which one?
Where are we? Back to no, further forwards. Might have been slide 17 or something. I think it was
17. This one?
Yeah. So does it matter where that VCU gets mounted?
No. You can put the VCU anywhere in the cab. It doesn't matter.
Yes. So that doesn't have any gyros or anything on it at all?
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like perfectly parallel to the ground or anything, just hanging there.
Yeah. And what kind of harness goes? Can we have the VCU mounted on the machine and then just is it ISO into the control terminal? How is it actually wired?
To me, it doesn't matter. You can mount it to wherever you want.
So
I have seen people mount it outside.
Is the land leveling system running ISOBus or is it running its own system?
Good question. Actually, I think even we don't have any ISOBus land leveling in the world yet.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it ISOBus, which some people propose it to me, but so far we haven't do it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
May I ask like why you have this question?
Oh, I'm just curious how it's communicating.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think of the possibility of making our land leveling system a ISOBus one. But we haven't done it yet. It's not our priority for now, but we have already have a solution. So I have already rolled the PRD, but we haven't there yet.
Yeah, because obviously if it was ISOBus and you could unlock it to ISO class 3, then you could actually do implement control over CAN for it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. So this is the switch valve we offer. This is single channel switch valve. It's just up and down, controlling up and down. So most of the case, if your client only need to control up and down, you can go with this one. And so far from the after sales report I got, this one is pretty good, super affordable, and the performance is good. I wouldn't recommend.
If we needed up and down and tilt, we just buy 2 of them.
Right. So if you want to do tilting, you can buy 2 of them. Well, it depends on like how your customer like it. We have some customer who, especially like in North America, they really care about how tidy the cables are. Then they can purchase the dual channel proportional valve on the market. We recommend Danfoss PVHC proportional valve. So far we only work with PVHC proportional valve.
PVHC.
PVHC, Danfoss PVHC.
Yeah.
For switch valve, if they don't care about tilting, actually this one is good. I wouldn't recommend people to spend additional money for Danfoss PVEO. That's a good option, but I don't think it's worth the money.
Yeah. Okay.
Because so far it's good. Okay, so besides the valve, we have another way to control it. If the customer has electro-hydraulic tractor, CNH or John Deere tractor, they can buy cables from us. Then they can open the back of the tractor. There was a warning sign on the back. They just remove that panel and look for where to plug it in. And once they plug in, they can do a few settings in our terminal. And then this is a video of how to set up case IH Magnum 310. What they are doing is turn on the SCV valve of the tractor.
Can we make that video any bigger at all?
Yep. So it's actually, especially for a new model, it's super easy to turn on the SCV valve. But for the old model, so this video is the old model. I try not to play it. It's three minute and a half. If it's an old model, it's much harder. There are so many steps you need to do, but the new model is much easier. So
Yeah.
again,
From what I've heard, it's only available on the North American built tractors, like T8, T9. Is that right? That's got scraper mode.
I think I actually have a checklist I can send you later. Most of the models, as long as they support SCV valve, they can be used. But it's just the old models. There are just too many steps. You have to like skip the diagnose mode and blah blah blah. So making sure, because I actually don't know how to turn on the SCV valve for each model. So making sure if you are going with this solution, you have a tractor manual with you so that you know how to turn it on.
Yeah, I'd be curious if you wouldn't mind sending me that list. That'd be good.
Yeah. So for John Deere, we already have a few cases. As long as you can turn on the SCV valve, then the control work like a dream. It actually work even better than like switch valve or anything. If you can make that work, it's really good, and you save money on the valve. But if you don't know how to do that, and if it's like an old model, it's actually not our fault. John Deere make it super hard for us. But a new model is fine. Yeah. So this is the accessories. I mentioned it to you. It's a wire joystick. It has 4 directions, and you can customize what you want to do with each direction. Usually just up and is up, down is temporary, have the blade down, and right is auto.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can check this video later. It's an installation guide for upgrade kit and AL02.
Yeah.
Actually pretty easy once you like, as long as you tried it once, it should be pretty easy. The hard part usually is the hydraulic valve. Depends on like what valve they are using. Okay, so now it's a workflow for the software. The very first time it's same as our auto steering kit. You need to set the RTK, choose the correction signal source. I highly recommend using a base station unless you are super sure that the N trip in your area is very good. because for land leveling, it's about vertical accuracy, and that accuracy is super important. So I think most of the case people are using base station. But if you are super sure the N-trip is good in your area, then okay, you can try. But you need to know N-trip, sometimes the accuracy is plus minus 5 centimeter. Let's make the arrow, like a max arrow, 10 centimeter. That's pounding, so it's not good.
Yeah.
Second is implement library. So you just do the setting in the implement library. What you are going to do is like choose what implement you are using. For example, previously we mentioned some blade just up and down. Some blade has one hydraulic cylinder controller tilt. Some is independent two hydraulic cylinder. And we also have a bulldozer guidance plan. So for bulldozer, just for guidance, not control. Well, but if you can somehow figure out how to set up the valve for bulldozer, then you can actually use AL02 for bulldozer. But we don't technically support that. It's like ideally work because it's like a same thing, but the valve, the hydraulic system for bulldozer is very complicated. So the modification can be challenging. So yeah.
Yeah.
And after you do these two settings, we go to the project creation part. Again, when I design AL02, I try to make it super flexible because our users are super diverse as well. For example, for some customers who has very little experience with land leveling, they just want to do the work. For example, if they have a small field, they just like a rice field, a small rice field, then they can do quick project. For quick project, we have, let me skip to the quick project. Yep, for quick project, we have a few mode. The first one is blade elevation. This is just a flat ground, just flat surface. It's for rice field. So what you need to do is you just lower the blade to the ground to where you think it's about that average elevation you want to do, then the project is created. So super simple, just 1 second project creation. Average elevation is the same thing, 1.2 slope and 2.1 slope. And recently we have 3.2 slope, but basically these are just for a slope surface. So one flat surface with a slope, and you can set one slope or two slope. Do you understand what do I mean by one slope and two slope? I can make a drawing. So for this kind of field, we know that, for example, you want the water to flow to, for example, this point, like here. So this is the water direction. But we can define this water direction by defining two slope, like one here, two compensate slope, and one here. So it depends on how you are going to define this surface. You can define it by just one slope or two. So again, depends on the knowledge level of your customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you play around with it, you will notice. I think the new 3.2 slope project creation is really nice, super easy. The standard version, I think it's something you are going to use pretty often, because for standard version, we follow the path, survey, design, and then leveling. So we do the survey first, so that we get a photography. And you can also go to project management to export that survey. Then you can do the design. In our system, we allowed you to do very simple design. The first one is just a flat surface or a slope surface or two surface like this or this. So the design you can do with in our terminal is very simple. However, like I mentioned in the beginning, you can use OptiSurface or EasyGray to do the design and charge the farmer for the design service you provide. So there are a few workflow you can do. You can have the farmer to do the survey for you, export the survey file, send it to you. You do the design and send the design to our customer, then to your customer, and then they just import the design into the system. Coming this spring, that means it's already done. So this is actually one of our advantages comparing to other water management system at this price point. So we have already figured it out and mastered it. We have already have this feature for 2 years, I think. Yeah. So it's a very mature feature already. So you can just import this design and start doing it. So this is a screenshot of project creation. These are 3 surfaces we can design: level ground, especially for rice field, slope surface, or dual surfaces. So the water can go to both ways. This is the workflow I mentioned. So survey first, design, then leveling. So you can export a survey, you can import a design. Actually, now we can import a survey as well, but I think for user scenario, we don't really need survey import. Well, maybe sometimes, maybe somebody use ATV to do the survey and then import it to the system. That's possible, but not pretty often. Another thing is we can export a project file. So sometimes, especially for contractor, there are probably 2, 3 land leveling system in one field. So we can do the design once and then export the project file, import it to other AL02 system, not to like Trimble system, to another AL02 system. Then multiple system can work on the same field, but the data is not like synchronized yet. Just sharing the project file. After you finish the land leveling or any point at when during the project creation, you can also export project report. We will give you a report of like when did you create this project, how many earth you moved. We will give you a few pictures of like a survey file, design file, and the cut field map. So we will give you this report. Many contractor, they like after they do the survey, they can export this report. This report will have the total earth we are going to cut and total earth we are going to fill. And this number is related to how long this project is going to last and how much fuel he's going to use for this project. And they can use this report to charge the customer. So that
just
if they
into the design of the project is, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm pretty green to this, but do they, if you said something about someone driving around with a quad bike and mapping it, do they just do the perimeter of the paddock and then they base the design off of that? If they're just doing a single slope, is that how it works? And it gets the topography of
right. Yeah, because if they are using our terminal to do the design, then after they do the survey, they can change a few parameters. I probably don't have but I can find a software manual for you. So yeah, you just give us a few like the parameter. Well, first of all, we will calculate the best fit plan for you. Like the best fit plan means we calculated, or we based on the survey you did, we calculated like what kind of slope is going to cost you the least earth movement. And then if you don't like the slope, you can do changes. You can also change where you want the water to flow to. After you finish the setting complete, we are going to calculate based on your parameter how much soil you are going to move.
Yeah.
Yep. Then this is a common thing, which is probably after a day or two, you will notice, for example, yesterday I have already have this field level to green. but the next day or the next 2 days, when I come back to this part, it was green yesterday, but now my blade is trying to cut a lot. That means we got the positional drift. So in order to eliminate that, if it is a standard project, we have a master benchmark. This is like a reference point. So the very first step for standard version, standard projects, we have this reference point outside of the field. It's close next to the field, but outside, because if it's within the field, we are going to either cut or fill it. It's not going to be accurate anymore. Yeah. So we after you put the master benchmark, you can put a flag or whatever there, so that when you are going to rebench with it, you know where that is. So, and then you rebench with it, click yes, and then we will eliminate the positional drift error. There's another way you can manually adjust the elevation of the master rebench. For example, yesterday it was green, so and the offset is green. That means I should, like, this should be 0, but now it's 2 centimeters. Oh no, 2 is too small. Maybe like 5. Maybe it's 5. So I know, oh, what about I just manually make it like 4 centimeters lower? Then that's about right. So you can manually adjust it. And here is a trick. So assuming you can have the base station remain in a fixed location, like perfectly fixed location. In our base station setting, we have a non-point startup option. Then you can just say my base station is always there. Then we are going to use that base station's location to eliminate the positional drift. But making sure you disable it if you are going to move the base station to a different location after, otherwise the data is going to be weird. So external survey, we have a lot of clients who are also like drone dealers. So they often ask me, can I use my drone to do the survey? And the answer is yes, but we cannot read the drone file for now. If you use the drone to do the survey, you have to use easy grid or OptiSurface to do the design. They can import DJI drone map, topography map, and then you use their software to do the survey, and then you can do the design. Just import the design to AL02, then you are good to go. Also, we have a V1T survey mapping. So this is the app I told you. You just follow it. You need to do the boundary and then drive within the boundary. So for V1T, it's actually just a rover with the IMU. T means tilt. So that will have, actually not this picture, but similar. So you will have that IMU built in, so you can compensate for the tilting. And you will need one base station and one rover, that V1T as a rover. Then you can put this rover anywhere. You can put it on a car, you can put it on 4-wheeler. Then you can drive the 4-wheeler instead of tractor plus a blade to do survey in the field. So you can save a lot of fuel during the survey period. Yes.
How much are those rovers? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, the accuracy?
No, how much?
How much? I don't know the price. Mandy or your sales can give you the price, but it won't be too much. But there are people ask me, like, can I just get 2 base station, because they can use one base station as base station and another one as rover. My recommendation is no, just get the V1T. The reason for that is V1T comes with a controller. And this controller has an app that can help you to do the survey design. It's called Try Survey app. So if you don't have this app, you will have to pay for it. And that price difference, it's about $0.01 or even more comparing to the price difference between V1 and V1T. So yeah.
So the V1T comes with the handheld controller and the tablet?
V1 doesn't.
Just the handheld controller?
The handheld controller. You can upgrade to a tablet.
but the handheld controller has the app already on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't need to pay for the activation fee.
Yeah, and then we could use that V1 as a standard RTK base station,
Yes.
but we use it as a rover.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then what if we're using it as a rover? We just need another base station to be referencing off of.
Yeah. Because you always need one base station plus one rover.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. This is just introduced. Like if you do this way, you can export the file to a software, and you can export it in different ways. You can go to their platform to download it from your laptop. You can save it on your controller. You can email it to yourself or whatever. There are many ways to share data. So yeah, these are some common issues. For example, after you install it, you'll notice that the blade can only raise or fall. So usually we will ask you to check whether the solenoid harness indication light is on. We have all these like crystal connector, and they're light on it. If there's no light, means there's no electricity in the cable. So that means there's some connection issue. Also, you can check the output voltage, whether it's 9 to 12 volt. If it's not, that means that we might have some connection issue. Sometimes because depends on the blade you are using, sometimes the control might be uneven or wavy. There is a way to address it, which is you can actually, like in our implement library, we will ask you whether you are using a switch valve or proportional valve, or you are using CNH direct plugin. So you can choose that. So if you are using switch valve, you can actually use proportional valve setting to control a switch valve. So you can choose proportional valve for a switch valve, and then you can use a percentage to do the adjustment. And usually that performance will be more precise. Yeah, upgrade from F200 to AL02. If you are purchasing the upgrade package, you will need to do the software upgrade. It's like I think now it's one way. Oh yeah, just one step upgrade now. Then you can just upgrade it to AL02. So super easy actually. Yep. That's
yeah.
it.
So if you've already got an F200 and you want to go to the upgrade package, you just got to get the unlock code.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Do you think this is clear?
Yeah. Yep. No, it's been a pretty good introduction to it. In terms of the controls on the screen, as to I'm assuming most of it's done automatically anyway, because you drive the field and then get your topography map, and then it's going to just set the height based off of the topography map. But if you want to just do like simple grades, I suppose, yeah, the actual setup of the 1 slope, 2 slope that you were talking about, have you got any reference points to that?
Reference point? You mean the quick project? Does quick project have reference point?
Yeah, like do you have any like information on how that 1 step, 1 slope, 2 slope works, or is that just in the user manual?
I don't quite understand your question. Can you say that again?
So in the simple project, not using a topography map, when you're setting up that 1 slope, 2 slope that you were talking about,
I can give you one example. For example, for the 3.2 slope I mentioned, that is actually my favorite slope surface project creation. So what you do is you go to the field, you put a blade to the ground and have this point A, and then you walk straight you get another point B. So we will collect the location of A and B and the elevation of it. Then we will ask you, do you want to create C, or do you want us to create a C for you? Sometimes if you don't want to drive, you can just say, create one C for me. So we will just have one C here, just vertical to AB. And then we will ask you to modify the elevation of A, B, and C. So by changing the elevation of A, B, C, we will show you where the water is going to flow to. For example, if B is higher, the highest point, then the water is probably going to flow to this direction. We will also tell you the compensate slope, like what are the compensate slope. If you think this is not steep enough, you can make C lower. And this one is going to be steeper. So by this way, we define this surface. We define where you want the water to flow to. So it's like a little bit survey because we know where A and B is, and we know the elevation of A and B. But you can control all the parameter.
And that was called, sorry, what, 3 slope?
I think it's called 3.2 slope.
3.2 slope, yeah.
And you can survey your own C as well.
Yeah. And what's 2 slope versus that?
This is 1 slope and 2 slope.
But you only mark an A and a B, no C.
We automatically create 1 C for you. So the C automatically is going to perpendicular to AB. So BC is perpendicular to B.
How does it know what height the C point needs to be though?
We make it the same as B so that you can change the elevation of C.
Oh, so it's always going to slope towards A.
Right. So it's like if you want to survey your own C, then you just survey your own C so that you have 3 survey points. But sometimes people want to, because for example for rice field, they do land leveling every season. So they already know what slope they are going to do. So they only need to survey 1 and B, and they just want to quickly quickly get a C so that they can set the slope and get going. So
yeah,
that's why we said, yeah.
But if you're doing if you're doing the side of a hill that's contoured in both directions, you'd be better off doing a 3.2 slope, surely.
Yeah.
And then, so if that's 2 slope, what's 1 slope?
1 slope is just for many farmers, they don't have the concept of 2 slope. So 1 slope is probably just they do A, B, and C. Then we tell them after, based on the design, the water is going to go from here to here. Then that's it. We will tell them the slope of this one, and that's it. And water is going to flow to here.
Yeah, okay. 99% of the time they just do the 3.2 slope, surely.
Yeah, I think 3.2 slope is the best so far.
Yeah, and that's available at the moment?
Yeah, it's available.
Yeah, what was that one you were saying you were working on, but it's not available yet?
I forgot which one. Which one is not available? Drainage tiling is not available. I forgot which one I said.
I can't. Right back at the start, I thought you said that you were working on one at the moment, but it wasn't released yet.
Like isobus?
Unless you were talking about this 3.2 slope, but you just were talking about other stuff first. So.
I forgot. I know that we haven't done the drainage tiling development yet. We haven't done isobus yet. We haven't done land leveling and auto steering at the same time yet.
Can you have can you have 4 slopes in the paddock? Like, say you wanted a hump in the middle and you wanted the water to flow each direction off of that, but into a certain channel and then out,
Not
which
yet.
would almost be like a 5.4 slope.
No. For example, there are people asking me, can we do multi-section? So they survey the field once, and then they can have like the water flow to whatever, like all different direction. So multi-section. I know Trimble can do it. We haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you want to do such a project, you have to survey, like you have to treat it as 3 projects.
Yeah.
And so far, we actually don't have very strong demand for multi-section yet. Like people mention it, but we haven't got it. Like we haven't prioritized yet.
Yeah. So what is there? Do you have to create like a boundary or anything when you're doing these, or it's literally just drive the?
For quick project, you don't need to do the boundary because quick project is all about making it quick. For standard project, yes. For standard project, the very first step is you need to have a reference point, the master benchmark, and then you draw the boundary. You do the survey within the boundary.
Can we import?
Design.
Can we import a boundary from the F200?
No.
From a guidance boundary?
No. The reason for no is when we are doing the boundary, we are actually surveying it. Also, if you import a boundary, we have to rebench the boundary. And then you don't have a master benchmark for that boundary. You import it from auto steering, because when you auto steer, you don't have master benchmark. So it will just make things additional complicated. So no.
And I suppose auto guidance wouldn't be referencing the height or the elevation, would it?
So we actually now we allow people to, for example, you after you finish spraying or whatever, we will save where you have driven, and it will contain latitude, longitude, and elevation, and then you can import this file to AL02. But there's one thing you need to remember: there is no master benchmark. So we are going to make the very first point as master benchmark. But the issue is you have no idea where this point is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's like, because there are many people saying they don't want to do the survey. So it's like, okay, we can help you to skip the survey, but you have no idea how to rebench it. It won't be super accurate. You have to, yeah. I personally think it's not worth it, but nah.
So if you bought the V1T and you use that as the rover to say like at work here, say for instance, we have our own one of your N10 core systems as our base system. So we could use that as the RTK for this to do the topography map, and we could use the V1T as the rover, which would then map that elevation and point of the master benchmark. We can then drive the paddock, and it will then create a map of that with the elevations in it, and then we can create the project based off of that. If we then wanted to use that V1T as a base station in the paddock for the tractor to work off, is there any kind of compensation that we can have between that, or we should be using the same RTK source that we've used to create the project with as the one that we're driving it with as well?
Are you referring to, let me make sure I understand your question correctly. For example, when you are doing a survey, you are using V1. And then when you are import the survey file or design file into AL02, you are using Ntrip? Will that be a difference?
Or vice versa. So you're using Ntrip to create the file, and then you're using V1 to actually like do the.
It doesn't matter actually. There will be one issue with because with Ntrip the accuracy might not be as good as V1, but it doesn't matter after we import it. And the reason for that is actually same as Trimble and our system. We use a reference. We use that master benchmark as a reference for our system. So our coordinate system is super simple. It's just we use this master benchmark to rebench.
So if that master benchmark's been mapped using an Ntrip that's got its base station elevation at say 50 meters, and then you're using a V1 base station to actually.
It's okay. It doesn't matter because we use the relevance distance. So all the points they are like they have the like they are related to each other. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a coordinate system thing.
Yeah, so I could sell the customer a V1T, and he could use our Ntrip to map his paddocks, and then he can use the V1 as a base station to then do the land leveling.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to us.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And with the valves, do they just bolt together if we want multiple? Are they open center or closed center?
I forgot. I think it's yeah, for this question you can ask Zorro. I think it's open center.
How many New Hollands have you done, or how many C&H tractors have you done with the direct SCV control?
We didn't do the calculation, maybe confirm and then back to you.
Yeah, maybe around 10. I personally work with 3 CNH tractor. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I personally have tested probably 4 case on New Holland tractor. For John Deere, I think I personally tested 3, but that was just me personally. But I can guarantee as long as you know how to turn on SCV valve, this is actually a super great solution. It works like a dream.
Yeah, I'd just be really curious about whether we can do SCV control on a New Holland T6, T7 series range tractor.
Can you send that model to your cell so that I can do a quick search for you?
Yeah.
And for this one, we can control up and down as well as the tilt. Any other questions?
No, not at the moment. Is there any chance I can get a copy of this presentation?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be good. So I can just go back through it and reference it. And then if you wouldn't mind sending me through that list of the machines that you can do direct SCV through as well.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So in terms of like more information, if I've got any other questions, do I just contact you direct? Yeah.
Actually, I don't take charge of this project anymore. I do the training for you. Like you can contact Sky and Zorro.
I will invite the land leveling product team to the after sales group, and if you have any questions, you can ask the group.
But don't worry, you can always find me because I'm the regional product manager for Australia and New Zealand, so you can always find me.
Yeah.
I will invite you to our after sales group as well.
Yeah.
Just leave a message if you have a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all for today, and we'll do the recording and we'll send you you this recording as well to review if you have. Yeah. Okay. So thank you guys. Have to go to another meeting. So yeah.
No, awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It was
Thank
really
you.
informative.
Bye.
So
Thank you.
Thank you all. Yeah.